All right. Ready, steady, go. How are you all doing? I welcome you all for this one day, one runner habit series in this for the whole month of April, where each and every day I come in and then I just give a habit. I present to you all a runner's habit and give a perspective about the particular habit from a runner's mindset and also share some tips and techniques how the same can be implemented in your business and in your life. This is Karthik Viswanathan, and today is day number 19, meaning it's habit number 19. And today's habit, rising up quickly after an upset. Right. As a runner, we face this day in, day out, meaning like we face challenges, we face upsets, like so many in different instances. And rising up quickly after an upset is one of the things we got wired, we got nurtured by this running, by this walking, by this jogging, by this active lifestyle habit, right? So I would always believe this one. This is one of the famous saying, right? So champion mindset. So what defines a champion? It's not the winning, but the rising after defeat is what it defines a champion. And in those lines, all walkers, all joggers, all runners, they're all champions. Because each and every person would be having their own training routine, they would be having their own different events run, and that would be, if you just ask any of them, there would be some moments like in their no in their every event or in a very frequent tough training sessions where they would be this close to giving up, where they would be hitting a wall. In the terms like where what do we mean by hitting a wall is nothing but our tank is empty, there is no more energy left, right? So that would be some cases like that, there will be some instances like that wherein like we will be just like trying to get that one more step out of our own body, out of our own mental spirit, to just keep one more step after the other one, after the last one, and then another one, and then another, and then another. We would be just facing we would be saying, oh, we were running like huffing and puffing. We would be feeling our lungs very often, right? So but even in those instances wherein like we were so close to these kind of an upsets, like where the upset would be favoring from maybe from that environment during the running conditions, or it would be an upset as an overall upset from during because of an injury, or an upset because of the lack in our nutrition, or an upset because of our mindset preparation was not that good enough. We were just too we were yielding to the given conditions and situations. So the upsets can be like coming in any flavor. So as a runners, we would be facing these upsets, but we do have the capability of rising after these upsets so quickly, meaning like we would be finding some other ways to just jump back out of that particular fatigue moment. Maybe we would be just using our mental reserves to just go to the next water station during that run, or maybe we will be going to that physio on a regular basis and do the physio exercises so that we can just recover well from the injury and then come back to the track. Or maybe we'll be focusing on our own diet well, consciously looking into it, eating whatever the proper foods are, so that like we can really getting into shape, and then we can just improve our stamina well, and then it will be contributing in our training. Or maybe we would be listening to the proper mental intake in terms of whatever the conceptions, whatever the video content, whatever the media content, whatever the motivational content, whatever the joyful content we are taking in, so that it can pushes us to the next level, and being joyful, and taking being joyful as a habit, and also getting into that positive mindset every single time. So all these things, like we'll be trying to get to that next little step from whenever we face an upset. So the reason that why we are doing is how we are doing more than that is something like we have a stronger belief in self, in our own self. We believe that this is achievable. We believe that yes, this can be done by me. We believe that kilometer mileage can be achieved by me. We believe that yes, I can go for a run on a consecutive days, or for the whole month, or for a whole quarter. We believe that yes, this particular volume can be achieved by us. We believe that yes, we can shape ourselves well, and then we can improve our speed. And also we believe the joy that the particular outcome can be able to bring to us. The joy, like, okay, if I finish my half marathon, how joyful I would be, how proud I would be, how that can motivate my own self, and how that can motivate my own family members. How that can how can I be a better a role model to my own kids by finishing up this particular half marathon, a tough marathon, while I'm facing an upset during a course of a run. Yeah. So those kind of emotional moments, that those kind of emotional moments will be defining the joy that the outcome can able to bring whenever we finish the complete the finish line. And also, like, what kind of an impact our achievements can able to bring it to our own self and wider family members, and also how what is the kind of an impact it will be bringing to our own the wider community. So once we are thinking through those lines, then those things would be really, really making these parameters would be really making us to just take that next step. Next step, not only during the run course, but also in our life. So that's how we can quickly able to jump off that particular upset mode to the growth mindset, and so that we can really, really bring ourselves to that positive zone, bring ourselves to the achievement zone, bring ourselves to that joyful zone where we will be ourselves, where we will be just dreaming and also acting on the dream and also bringing joy to ourselves. So that's how, like, we can able to jump off that particular upset mode quickly and joyfully. And now let's take this habit, like how we can able to rise after an upset quickly, and let's see like how we can able to implement in our entrepreneurial journey. As an entrepreneur, like there would be like so many different ups and downs in your own life, right? So that would be at the initial stages. It might be for finding an early adapter, or getting a proper team, or finding a co-founder, or getting a technical team to support your business idea, or getting a proper investor for your thing. There will be so many different upsets coming and going. There will be some environmental factors, political factors. So there will be some issues that will be all of a sudden coming through and impacting your customer turn rate. So whatever it happens, right? Whatever it happens, I'm going to share a few tips which I really follow it, and that's why like it will be really helping you all. And also these things I have this rolled up with after consulting with so many different entrepreneurs. Right. So one of the things which I always cherish, this one, or always like which becomes handy for me, is like set a 24 hours time for yourself in terms of really, really acknowledging that particular upset. You may feel that as an upset, just go through that 24 hours and just dedicate that time, just 24 hours, not more than that. Yeah, during that time, let's go through the same thing, that what happened to you, but what you deem as an upset. It can be, as I said, it can be a failure of a campaign, or it can be a failure as a market launch, or it can be like wherein like you had just invested some money and then the returns was not there. So just go through that particular thing. And the second tip is like, if you are having a team, if you are running up with the team members, like if you are it's like a small medium business size and where you are having a team, please share that particular upset with your team, because this is like a business dream, right? So there is no harm in sharing with your own team members. By doing that, they would be knowing what that particular upset is all about, and how that is hindering you as a person, and also how it is hindering the business entity and the business idea, right? Because sometimes like not necessarily like you would be worrying for a proper upset. So in that way, once you start sharing with your wider team, then that will be validating whether the upset is for real, or it is something like you have created for yourself. So by doing that itself, the half of your worry will be gone. So that's the second tip, right? And the third one, always like just look for the root cause. What didn't go well? That's why I really want you to just go through the same thing again in your first 24 hours and understand like what didn't go well, and find the real root cause. If the market campaign, if your email marketing campaign, if you are spending like maybe like a bit amount of money in there, and then if it got failed, what didn't go well. Just try to understand what the real issue is. Don't blame the person just like that. Don't blame the person like, oh, I don't really know how to send emails. Rather, you just look what is a, maybe for this example, like what is the email content that what you got it, what is the subject line you got it, what is the tool that you really use to send trigger those emails, and whether those emails are really going and sitting in your intended recipient's proper inbox, or it is going into their spam, or does it whether how many people are really opening that particular email, and is there is any call to action in your email content. So there are a few many different parameters are there, and what time of the day or you are sending that particular email to your target audiences. So many different things are there, right? So don't just go by one big blame which is targeting a person. Rather than that, please look into the real root causes of those, and in that way you can look into your vision board of what you really wanted to achieve, and then devise your next plan accordingly, right? And in your next plan, where whatever you're going to implement, always have this plan B and plan C. And then I'm a huge fan of this. What if everything goes totally very wrong? Every single thing, how are you going to behave? So I just say, okay, I'm going to invest, say, for example, $1,000 in that particular campaign. And what if the $1,000 is going to be lost, and what my efforts, what my team's effort is going to be in vain, and every single thing is going out of the way. Every single thing is going in a negative bounded. What my reaction would be? What is the worst case for that particular thing? Just think through that thing as a funny thing, and then you can just share with your team if possible. And in that way, like, it can really bring you some kind of a self-care for your own self. In that way, like, even if that worst case occurs, you can't predict each and everything, right? I do agree with that, but at least like you can predict your own worst cases, and then if that worst cases occurs, you know how to bounce back. Right. So those are all the tips I could share from an entrepreneurial journey point of view for you as a starting entrepreneur, or you're an experienced entrepreneur. But these tips, you can really take it off, and then you can implement in your own way, whichever it's suiting you. Right. And let's take this particular habit of rising after an upset very quickly as a runner, and how you can apply in your same life, like maybe in your financial well-being, or in your wealth well-being, or in your relationship building, anything, right? So one of the things which I follow is like, the first thing, if there is anything happening which you feel like it is an upset to you, if I feel like it is an upset to me, that incident is an upset to me, first thing, I really wanted to take a little bit of a self-time for my own self. And during that self-time, I really pause and then try to read in the happenings. Okay, so it can be in an investment decision, or it can be in a personal relationship, conversational mishappenings, or it can be in my own self-health, mental well-being, or physical well-being. Just take a pass, and then try to read on the same thing without any judgments. And in that way, I can really see like what happened as is, without any biases. Because the moment if I deem that particular thing as an upset, that means like I'm getting clouded with my own judgment, because that happened, that even by itself it happened, is what had happened is totally, which was a thing which I didn't expect at all. That's why I'm happy. That's why I'm labeling that particular event as an upset, right? So for a moment, if I pass, and then if I just started to see that event in a proper way of assess, without any judgment, then I can really see some of the positive things, what had happened, in what it hidden in that particular happened. So I can really just see those positive little nuggets of an incident, or little nuggets of positivity in that particular event, or in that happening. That's the second thing I can do. And then the third thing, for all those positive things, I should be feeling a bit grateful, right? So that's the third thing. And then the fourth one is like, I would like you to all to share the particular upset with your closed ones, at least to the people who matters to you most. Just share with them. The moment you're starting to share, your worries would be just reduced by half, maybe more than half. Maybe sometimes it will be going to zero, depending upon with whom you are sharing, and depending upon how well you are sharing, and depending upon how complete you are sharing is all about, right? Go for it. So with these things, you can really just see your total upset is just getting to nullified, and then with that way, you can always bounce back to the next plan, next implementation. How you are going to just have that conversation in a better way with your friend. How you are going to make a better financial decision after consulting with your spouse. After that particular sharing with that particular upset, you both can converse, and then you can bounce back the ideas, and then you can just maybe take some external help, and then now you're going to make the next better investment decision, right? So in the same way, like with your health, if your mental health and physical health, now that like like some of the routines are not working out for you, or you are not at all keeping in your diet, so maybe you can start to have some of your food in a conscious way, and maybe you can start consuming less of the processed food. So then you can just start increasing your own good habits way. So once you start sharing these upset moments, and then once you know like why you're doing what you're doing, then it is much more easier for you to bounce back into the right path, right? So have that self time, reflect your own self, pass it, and identify these positive nuggets, and be grateful to those positive nuggets, and share with this particular upset with your close ones, and definitely bounce back to the with a better good habits. Right. So that's how you can really rise up quickly after an upset in your own life. Right. So yeah, whomsoever it might be, runner or entrepreneur or a normal person like you and me. So please don't expect life without any challenges, right? Or any upsets. That would be challenges and upsets. So let's better prepare ourselves. Let's build ourselves with this rising up mentality. And when we start having this mentality, so then definitely we would be getting stronger day by day, challenge after challenge, after upset. And that particular outcome would be more and more joyful in our life. This is Karthik Viswanathan, and please do me a favor. Whenever going forward, if you see a runner, jogger, or a sprinter, or a marathoner, or walker, or anyone in a park or a gym or in any places, just wave at them, give a thumbs up to them, nod your head with an acknowledgement, and put a big smile on your face. And this positivity will definitely cheer them up, and that will be rising their mood, and also it will be rising your mood and your mindset. And this rapport will give you a kind of a positivity which will go for a long way. And this is Karthik Viswanathan, and until I'll see you in the next one, bye bye.